Hello, entrepreneurs. Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneur Fundamentals. My name is Robert Bitto. Today, I'm going to address a video that I made 5 years ago called Do Not Start a Social Media Marketing Agency. And I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing in that video 5 years ago. I found it in the recesses of my closet. But anyway, that video, I have to laugh at that because it has a 27% positivity rate, thumbs up to thumbs down. You know, I'm here for the ratio, bro. But there was a lot of engagement with that, and that's what YouTube looks at, by the way. There was a lot of engagement with that video when I made it. And the funny thing about that is it really struck a nerve with people who were falling for the whole, you can start your own social media marketing agency too. And you can have a Lamborghini in your rented mansion in Southern California. And you know who I'm talking about. You know, if you've been around, you know that was all the rage 5 years ago. There was a certain someone with really good hair and nerdy glasses and lots of books in his garage. You know, you remember that. And I got holy hell from people, their reaction to my video, because I was talking about social media in a 2017 context and about how nothing was really traceable. It was all really cloudy, and there was a lot of mumbo jumbo, and you know, a lot of people were trying to offer these social media marketing services. It was everybody and his brother. In fact, in the video I mentioned I was getting contacted like 6 to 8 times a day, either email or phone calls from people trying to drum up business according to some plan that they were sold for $699 or whatever the heck it was. And I was getting barraged by this stuff 5 years ago. The funny thing is, if you fast forward to now, 2022, social media is more important than it ever has been for business. And right now, I am in the middle of coming up with a grand social media plan for my business and for my other side projects that I'm engaged in. Mostly my books that I've written, my other YouTube channel, and so on. And it's funny because now when I would really need some help, no one's contacting me. Now that it's more important than ever having a social media presence, there's nobody who's contacting me about this. It's really weird. Especially in the last 2 years, it's become more important, with more people at home, more people isolated, more people stuck in front of their computers, and now they're used to it. For some people, it's the dreaded, I hate to use the phrase, but it's the new normal, you know. But more people are having their faces in their screens, and they're bored or whatever, they're scrolling, and social media now is more important than ever. And so maybe now might be a time to start that agency. It still has its strange, quirky things though. Like back to my old example of a furniture store in Iowa or a taco stand or whatever. Social media, it's hard to track what you're spending on it. If you are spending money on it, it's hard to track the return. If you're doing some funnel, you know, that's been the big thing in the past few years. You have some funnel business, you're selling some digital product, you know, where you have people coming to you, and then you have some sort of affiliate thing going on and all that. Sure, you can track and trace all that stuff. But if you're a traditional business, if you have especially like a brick and mortar store, unless you ask everyone going through your door, how'd you hear about me? Like I used to do when I had my retail stores. I had 3 for 10 years before I closed everything down and went completely online and paper catalog. But what I used to do is ask everybody who came in the door, how'd you hear about me? If I didn't recognize them as a repeat customer. It was funny because it was always 51% of the people at the end of the month. Always 51%. Not 50, not 52. It was 51% of the people who were repeat customers. And then, I mean, this was back in 2009 that I closed down the store, my last retail store. But at that time, I was still, tracking everybody coming through. And social media then was between 5 and 10%. I had MySpace, I had Facebook, and that was about it at that time. But I'm forging ahead now, reluctantly, because to me, there's still part of me that thinks it's a lot of fluff. But I know you have to have your presence. You have to make your presence known and keep your face out there in business. That's why Coca-Cola runs billboard ads with Santa drinking a Coke around Christmas. They want to keep your attention there. They want to be in your face. And with social media, it's a cheap and easy way to do it. But starting a social media marketing agency, maybe now's the time. If you bought that $699 course 5 years ago, maybe now's the time to act on it. Nobody's calling me anymore. So maybe that's a business if you're interested in that sort of thing. But now everybody really has to have something going on with social media. And I'm going to totally redo my plan within the next few weeks. It's going to be a lot of work, but that's the nature of the game now. You just have to do that. So that's about all I want to say on the subject. I think the video I made 5 years ago pretty much held up across time. What I was saying back then, even though I got tons of thumbs down. Nobody's watching it now, but right when I made that video, I had a lot of responses, and they were pretty much all negative, which is still kind of funny. But maybe now's the time for that, but it wasn't back then because everybody was doing it, and it was a lot less important then, and it was a lot less refined. Now there are a lot of refinements to the social media marketing and tools that can help you and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that really poor performing video and add to it. And that's about it. So remember to always work hard, and may all your entrepreneurial dreams come true.